Gemini. Hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early March 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's going on for the lovely Geminis. I hope you're all doing fabulous, my friends. I'm sure you are. Shuffle it up here, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got for the Geminis here? Early March. Talk to me. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you could lean in on, which is always interesting. Let's get this first card going. Let's get it popping for Gemini, please. Talk to me, my guides. Nice and quick. Thank you. Okay, so this could be a card of like reflecting on the past. There's someone very deep in thought here holding that locket. This is always a very intriguing card to me. It could also represent communication. So there's a lot going on here. Before we start peeling it back though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the March subscriber surprise towards the end. So you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Have a look at this card. So we see this woman, like I was saying, her eyes are closed. She's holding that golden locket. There's also letters. So we do pick up all these undertones. In this time, a lot of you could either be thinking more than usual. Not quite daydreaming, but a very active mind. When this card shows up, you could be thinking about the past a lot. There could be some sort of linkage to the past, whether it is memories or something from the past resurfacing when we have a card like this. But also communication, wanting to say your piece, speak your piece. There could be somebody wanting to talk to you as well when this card shows up. But yeah, very Six of Cups like when we're talking about memories, good, bad, and indifferent. So it's going to be interesting to see how this reading plays out. We're going to put her right there. She could keep her eyes shut. We're going to get into tarot now. I'm going to get you 3 cards in the upright before we get the intuitive, juicy stuff flowing. And I always say with that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. So let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for Gemini, please, my guides? Talk to me. So, last week's reading was, I don't want to say it was dicey. And you know me, I like to keep the titles as simple as possible. I like to reference something in the reading. Last week's reading was titled A Big Ending. Okay, so whether it's a recent one, whether it's an old one, there was 10 of Swords energy showing up. So hopefully you haven't been going through too much. But we're going to see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is always moving. It's always flowing, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, right? Let's get you 3 cards. As we could be seeing your vibe or other people. Okay, it's all very personal. There's a lot of Geminis out there in the world. So we do have the Ace of Swords, this thought process type of energy. This can be a very stern type of vibe too. Okay, really want to get into that further. Let's get you 2 more though. It's a card of new cycles. So when we were seeing an ending last week, that could be a fresh start of some sort. Thank you. Hey, we got our good friend, the King of Cups, aka Kyle of Cups, without a beard showing up here. What are you doing there, Mr. King of Cups? And you also have the 10 of Cups. So I'm liking this energy already, Gemini. I really don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but these are pretty good vibes. Now let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get that juicy intuitive stuff flowing. And at first look, when I see this, we have a card of mental energy, the Ace of Swords. That's air, that's your element, so you should be very comfortable in that. But we have 2 water cards, the realm of emotion, love, those deep connections. So let's go through. Ace of Swords, like I was saying, could be a beginning. We have a beginning, we have an ending. So it's interesting that within just a 3-card space that we have a cycle showing up, just like last week's reading. Now the Ace of Swords, the sword of truth, mental clarity, seeing things clearly, seeing things for what they are. This is very serious, stern, like no nonsense. It is the sword of truth. So it could be communication, blunt, straightforward, and honest when we have this Ace of Swords. I always like to say this could be some of you cutting certain things out of your life, whether it's behaviors, whether it's other individuals. There's a lot of stuff this could represent. But as with all aces, they're opportunities and beginnings of a new cycle and path. So it could be good, especially with the reading that we had last week. So we're going to put that sword right there. Now we come up to an energy that is completely different than the Ace of Swords. We got the King of Cups, our good friend. When this card shows up, it could be a water sign in your life, a very prominent one. I always like to explain that in tarot, kings represent control of their respective suits. So the King of Cups obviously is something with emotional control, controlling one's feelings or attempting to do so. Usually it's a very even-keeled type of energy when we see the King of Cups. This could represent love. It could represent romance, either somebody having a ton of love for you or you having love for somebody else. But with the Ten of Cups right next to it, we could see a lot of overflowing emotion in this time. All cards are a double-edged sword. Okay, so this could represent one situation. It could represent a big ball of wax when we see this King of Cups. Okay, usually very loving and nice. I'm getting optimistic vibes, but we still need to pull so much more detail, especially with all this water here. Hopefully you're not feeling overwhelmed energetically or emotionally in this time. We'll just see. But moving to the back end, we have the Ten of Cups, one of the best cards in the whole entire deck. So this bodes pretty well. Once again, tens in tarot represent the close of the cycle. This is a card of happy endings. This is a card of wish fulfillment, wins, victories, overcoming things. This is beautiful. It could also represent the household. So you might be redecorating, you might be fixing up your house, you might be wanting to change houses. This could also represent the family unit, so there could be something going on within the family when we have the Ten of Cups. So it's interesting to see that the way this energy is flowing, there is a lot of emotional attachment here, okay? And I really want to see how it goes. Hopefully it's for the positive, because like I said, the Ten of Cups is a card of wish fulfillment. None of this is inherently bad, but it's giving me this feeling of cautious optimism, okay, especially with what we saw last week. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Gemini. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for my Geminis. Fix that Ten of Cups a little bit. Try my best to keep the cards as straight as possible. Let's shuffle it up here. Let's see what we have for Gemini, please. My guides, talk to me. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Ace of Swords. Could it be news or a conversation? Possibly. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Gemini, you can drop it down in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Ace of Swords. Thank you. Okay. Oh, yeah. I really hope nobody steps on your toes in this time, my friends, because the Six of Pentacles in reverse could be something that you deem as not fair. In this time, certain issues or situations could pop up where you feel like it's not fair, whether it's not fair to yourself or not fair to somebody else. And I don't see you being quiet about it. So for a portion of you, this could be a harsh talk where you call somebody out on their BS. That's a big possibility. Same goes if you're cross-watching as well, because the Six of Cups in reverse can be closed down or stingy type of energy. But to me, this is feeling like something not being quite right or something feeling not fair. So if you feel like there's any sort of injustice, whether it's towards you or other people, I see you being very loud about it. Okay, so this could be a talk where you just call someone out like, listen, this isn't going to happen no more. I'm not going to accept that. You shouldn't accept this. Like, I'm picking up that vibe of a talk that is a little bit harsh. I don't feel like it ruins the reading. But in this time, you're probably not the type of individual that pulls punches anyway. But in this time in particular, I could see the Gemini collective not pulling any punches whatsoever, like no fluff at all. So it could be a harsher kind of talk or conversation. Let's go in on that King of Cups, though, because I don't feel like it ruins the reading or anything like that. Let's see what the King of Cups is doing here. Interesting stuff, my friends. So why is the King of Cups here? I really don't want to overcomplicate the message, but of course it could mean other things, right? Watch out for money issues and stuff like that. Yeah, 10 of Pentacles in reverse. And really trying to control something that you really think is out of whack or out of hand. There could be certain things where there's upheaval or just somebody feeling like they're on shaky ground. Emotionally, this could be somebody who's emotionally volatile. You could have someone in your life that is extremely hot and cold when we have this energy. It could also represent turmoil in the home. I need to give this warning as well. And once again, I'm feeling overall this is cautiously optimistic, this reading. But both Pentacle cards on the bottom, they're in reverse. This could possibly represent issues within the family, issues within the workplace, or money. So in this time, please watch that you're not spending too much. Make sure you're doing the right thing, paying the bills on time. There could be a little disharmony within the family as well, what I'm picking up here. But I'm picking up the emotional volatility here. Watch out in this time for sure with the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. It could be a very up and down, back and forth, hot and cold type of time. Okay, it could be a very, like, two minds about things when this shows up. We're going to keep pressing forward to the 10 of Cups. Also, two cards that are 10s, like I was saying earlier, the closings of cycles, all right? Let's see what's up with the 10 of Cups. Because I don't want to... I mean, it could be revolving around work and family for sure, but let's see what's up with the 10 of Cups. Lots of those little undertones. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow card. So why is the 10 of Cups here? Overall, I'm cautiously optimistic, though. Even if there are some speed bumps or things you're dealing with, it's all good. All right, we have the 7 of Swords. Okay, so in this time, this is totally opposite from what we have in the beginning. I get somebody trying to, like, be avoidant just to keep the peace. So as within the front here, I have this energy of somebody wanting to call things out, spotting it. No, we're going to have this conversation. We're going to do this. The 7 of Swords in the upright under the 10 of Cups is absolutely somebody trying to avoid issues or problems to keep the peace. So maybe this is what you might be two minds about when we have this energy show up. For a portion of you, this could represent somebody within the family unit that you feel is like a bit sneaky as well, like they're underhanded. This is somebody that you can't really put full trust in. Or you might feel like someone's trying to sell you a dream, okay? And that's not a nice feeling. But I have to give it to you straight how I'm feeling this. So these might be things that pop up in this time for sure. We'll talk about it more during the recap, but cautiously optimistic with all this stuff and someone absolutely of two minds, especially with the 7 of Swords underneath the 10 of Cups, okay? So if it's not you of two minds or somebody in two minds, like it's two people in completely different modes, let's go through and do a quick recap. Initially, I just want to say this front end and this back end are completely opposite. Once again, whereas somebody is going to see something and call it out. If they think it's unfair, they're going to say it. They don't care how somebody feels about it. On the back end, totally opposite. Like somebody just trying to keep the peace. But position number 1, the Ace of Swords with the 6 of Cups. Watch out for things that just aren't quite fair. And watch out for talks that get a little bit heated. That could happen in this time. In the center, we have the King of Cups with the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Very back and forth, hot and cold, right? Up and down. There's some volatility here. Watch your money, watch work situations, watch family situations. Those are like the big ones that I'm picking up in this reading. But there's that emotional volatility, so be warned in this time. On the back end, we have the 10 of Cups with the 7 of Swords. This is something to keep an eye on. So it could just be somebody being avoidant to try to keep the peace, try to keep that 10 of Cups energy flowing. But it was also giving me a vibe there might be somebody within the family unit or someone you hold very dear, but you don't quite trust all their motives. And watch out for somebody trying to sell you a dream for sure, okay? Do with that what you will, Gemini. I'm going to get you one shadow card. And once again, this doesn't just have to be you. It could be other people as well, but that totally took a left. But let's get you one shadow card. What's in the shadows for Gemini, please? My guides. And yeah, I'm using the Shadowland Tarot for this portion. So let's see what's in the shadows for you, my friends. Whether it's your shadow self or something you don't quite see, that's what this portion's about, right? It's a very good introspective thing to look at. All right, we have the Knight of Pentacles. You might be feeling stuck on something here. When the Knight of Pentacles shows up, this could obviously represent an earth sign that you might be having issues with. And when I see the Knight of Pentacles in the shadows, once again, the warning is about money. The warning is about spending in the workplace. There might be issues really showing up here with that. If not, yeah, the earth sign energy could be really clashing against you in this time. But the Knight of Pentacles is a very slow, meticulous, it's moving so slow that it's barely moving. So in this time, a lot of you might feel like you're stuck up on something, whether it's a situation, whether you feel like you're not making the progress you want to make. This is an energy that is lingering around and very hard to progress from, okay? Do I feel like it ruins the reading? Absolutely not. Overall, I did have a cautious optimism in the reading, but this Knight of Pentacles is something, like you might just be feeling stuck, all right? I don't want to overcomplicate it. You know me, I try my best never to overcomplicate things. So please feel free to look at the reverse meaning of that as well, because it could be upheaval again. But yeah, Gemini, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the March subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the February subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced in my community tab after this week's fire and air sign readings. But for March, I'll be giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Tarot of the Owls. This is a new deck and it is absolutely awesome. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you already are. And second, let me know down in the comments out of this week's reading, which card spoke to you the most. At the end of the month, the winners will be in the community tab once again. My friends, much love to you, and I'll see you next time.